You're about to hand someone $60,000 for a piece of paper that says they owe $80,000. Before you do that, you better know what you're buying. Because here's the truth. Buying a note without due diligence is like buying a house sight unseen. You wouldn't do that. So why would you skip the homework on a promissory note? Let me walk you through exactly how to protect yourself. First thing you check, the collateral. Every note is backed by a property. That property is your insurance policy. If the borrower stops paying, you can foreclose and take that property, but only if it's worth something. Here's how you find out. Pull comps, get the current market value. Let's say the property is worth $120,000 and the note balance is $80,000. That's a 67% loan-to-value ratio. You've got a $40,000 equity cushion. If things go sideways, you can foreclose, sell the property, and still make money. Now flip it. Property worth $70,000. Note, balance $80,000. The borrower is underwater. Your collateral doesn't even cover what they owe. If you have to foreclose, you're losing money the day you take the keys. That's a note you walk away from. Next, payment history. This tells you who you're dealing with. Request the payment ledger from the seller. Look at the last 24 months. A borrower who's made every payment on time for 2 years? That's gold. Low risk, steady cash flow. You're buying a performer. But if you see 6 late payments in the last year, 3 30-day lates and 2 60-day lates, that's a red flag. This borrower is struggling. You might be buying yourself a foreclosure. Doesn't mean you don't buy it. Just means you price it differently. Here's the part most investors miss. The title search. You need to confirm that mortgage is properly recorded. You need to see what other liens are sitting on that property. And you need to know the property taxes are current. Because position matters. If you're in first position, you're first in line if the borrower defaults. If there's already a first mortgage on that property and you're buying a second position note, you're subordinate. That first mortgage gets paid before you see a dime. In a foreclosure, you could get wiped out entirely. I've seen investors buy a $50,000 or second position note only to discover there's a $990,000 or first mortgage ahead of them. The property was worth $100,000. They thought they were safe. They weren't. First mortgage holder foreclosed, sold the property for $95,000, paid off their $90,000 loan. The second position investor got $5,000 on a $50,000 note. That's a $45,000 lesson in reading the title report. Now read the note documents, every word. The promissory note, the mortgage or deed of trust. Verify the terms match what the seller told you. Interest rate, monthly payment, maturity date, balloon payment if there is one. Look for modification agreements. Sometimes a borrower falls behind and the original note holder agrees to change the terms. Lower the interest rate, extend the payoff date, reduce the monthly payment. If you don't catch that modification, you think you're buying a 10% note when really it was modified down to 6%. Finally, calculate your actual yield. This is not the interest rate on the note. This is your return based on what you're paying for it. If you're buying an $80,000 note for $60,000, your yield is higher than the stated interest rate. You're getting a discount. Use the internal rate of return calculation. Flip Mantis has an underwriting tool that does this for you. Plug in the purchase price and the note terms. It spits out your real yield, because at the end of the day, you're not buying a note. You're buying a cash flow stream backed by a property. And the only way to know if that's a good investment is to do the work up front. In the next lesson, we're flipping the script. Instead of buying someone else's note, I'm going to show you how to create your own through seller financing. That's where the real control is.